what do you reckon is the importance of behavioral economics considering so much data is available to us, and how do we sort of gauge these two things regarding public policy so that we can make better policies?
Because get enough smart people in a room, you can figure out what needs to be done. The problem is how to do it. And that is far more complex than you think it is. So for instance, ask yourself why ISRO as a government entity works while DRDO as a government entity fails. Right? While Nandan was able to create something like Aadhaar, where many people try to create it, and it's not the genius of Aadhaar, it is the genius of execution. And so being able to figure out execution is a very large part of public policy. And I think more and more people are now waking up to this fact that it is no longer the what, but the how that matters.
So if I would just add, sorry.
I think the key is to understand how people react to incentives. That's what economics is all about. So the systems have to be incentive compatible. And that's the big insight that economists give you. Okay, and that's an insight which remains unchanged despite behavioral economics and those kinds of things. So that's the critical part of thinking about the public policy.
Sir, how do we gauge that thinking amongst people? Is there a way to understand how people will react?
You need to understand the structure of incentives with a particular policy environment, right? And how actually, so that gives you a sense of how the comparative statics of it. So if you tweak the policy, given the incentive structures that there are, you would actually be able to fairly predict how people would actually behave. That is what that is the beauty of the subject, and also the beauty of what you learn. The way you the key again is to be able to think carefully about what the incentive structures are, what the objective functions are, how do you model the interactions, and that is really your core skill. If you go at it, you can make a very good.
So I just add, last year for the public policy course, Biju Dominic, who runs Final Mile, which is the only behavioral economics consulting firm in Mumbai, he had taken 4 lectures, right? Yeah. So, and he basically spoke to students about the principles of behavioral economics, as well as some of his more successful projects, like I think the big one about the railway, Western Railway, right? That there is one particular point on Western Railway where maximum number of deaths of people crossing, and they've tried everything. They've tried to wall that crossing, they've tried to build bridges, but again, incentives, with how people behave. And this is about how people assess risks, how people assess, we're not rational actors, right? We tend to have our crossing. So we just spoke about that. Again, a very common problem, I think Ruben would perhaps know more about this, about government-based toilets people do not use it. Why? So we did have a behavioral economics part to our policy.
Actually, sorry.
One other thing about incentives is that always keep in mind that public policy also always creates losers. Okay? And the aim of public policy is not to create 100% winners, but to maximize the number of winners and minimize the number of losers. But always keep in mind that losers, and especially losers who have been the winners until now, have every incentive to push back. So how do you get around the pushback from the people who are losing their, what economists tend to call rent-seeking ability? Okay, so when you push back against that, you will have a lot of blowback.
Yeah, and I'd just like to add something to what Aman said. About this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, there is a little paper in the journal called Science, sometimes in April 2013, which takes a very public policy view of this overall. You see, when we think of toilets, actually, there are 2 things involved. One is obviously it doesn't make sense for me to invest in building a toilet as long as others don't. Because as long as others don't build toilets, the waterways are going to be, there is going to be enough pollution and contamination. So the move has to be coordinated. Secondly, when I build a toilet, I actually benefit others as well, so there's an externality aspect. And therefore, if people are left to build toilets on their own, there will be too few toilets in the social optimum. So it has to be a combination of subsidizing private toilet building and also ensuring a coordinated shift for the system where predominantly large number of people build toilets together. It then creates incentives for individuals to build toilets. Right. So and they actually did a very large study where they had they divided villages into subgroups. You know, so one group of villages was given subsidies and also a coordinated move, and there are other group of villages not given either, and the combination of the two, which is a randomized control trial, and actually showed that that villages where the coordinated moves and subsidy were the most successful, where the individuals were most likely to be targets on their own. So there are interesting public policy aspects to